I can never tell with Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
When he does his accents, he's still kind of because he has such
Still
a
sort of the same
Yeah,
voice. It's right here.
he's
He's a
got
Green
that-
Goblin. Look at him go.
Sort of like
a cartoon.
well. When he plays Green Goblin, he's
a
playing a
cartoon.
cartoon.
Yeah, where is it?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you, Spider-Man.
Right.
that's all I got. Hello and welcome to episode 88 of the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
My name is Uncle Marcus, which I was born in 1988. So hey.
1988.
That's
Boom.
right.
We have producer Caesar with us.
Hi, everybody.
And it's just us three. We don't have another person who's supposed to be here. So it's a little bit of a shake-up episode.
Yeah, a little shaken.
Yeah.
A little shaken up.
Clint's a bit of a scorned lover
Yeah,
today.
I'm feeling ghosted right now.
Yeah, well, you are ghosted.
I'm being ghosted. Sean, where the heck are you? Just say it.
Well, if he's
Like
going to
you
be
watch
on the
it.
show
Eventually, yeah.
you know, if these, this is strike one.
This is strike one. I don't understand.
Wow.
Like, he's not even replying.
We do two
Nothing.
strikes, not three. But if maybe, hopefully nothing happened. This is like
Hope he's okay. Yeah.
we just fell
Oh my God, we don't have to cut that out. If you're
No. We show our flaws. I say that every week. Why stop now?
Yeah. Just be safe, everybody.
Yes, but
Be safe out there.
yeah, be safe. You don't want to get, in a car accident or
Yeah,
a
it's St.
DUI.
Patrick's Day weekend. Don't get in trouble.
St. Patrick's Day weekend, so be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I wear green.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
kinda
think
wearing a
I'm
little
working
bit
out
of a-
too
it's
much.
more blue. I don't know.
Oh, yours is kind of greenish.
So it looks green on camera, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like that blue, green, teal. Well, this is teal.
Something like that. Sea foam,
Yeah.
aquatic, aqua. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you've got it going on. Look
Anyway,
at you in that
flower.
poofy hair.
Thank you.
Mr. Gentleman, that poofy hair. Oh my God.
Gold watch, too.
God.
Loving this
Oh
gold
wow,
watch.
look at that.
Loving this gold Casio.
Everyone listening, he's got a gold Casio.
Yeah.
on.
I'll post it in our stories.
Oh yeah. Just for the story.
I do want to mention, speaking of our Instagram, the Dune reel that's popping off. Isn't that crazy? That the last I checked, it was at 23,000 views. That's cool.
That's
cool,
pretty
right?
cool.
It's like after the drugstore Dune thing was cool, and then this Dune thing is cool, and then the clip after that, it hasn't got that many views as the first Dune clip, but that one's got a lot too.
Yeah, we gotta just keep being on it. We gotta be topical.
Topical.
Gotta get on those topics. We gotta start. You know what I was thinking about? We gotta start thinking about what sponsors we would want.
I don't know if we have to think about that yet.
Who would
Maybe
you
one day.
Who would you want? As
Anyone that would give us money. I don't care. I would sell the shit out of whatever I had to.
Would you really?
Yeah. Like I would,
Let's say it's White Claw. What would you do?
yeah, a giant company like what sponsored by White Claw. The giant company like White Claw offered to, I wouldn't slur through it. First of all, the ad reads, but I would absolutely promote it.
Do you think you'd be good at ad reads?
I think so. I think because with the ad reads, what I would do is say, so if they send us a script and be like, say these exact things, like, so for White Claw, like enjoy a nice summer afternoon with your friends with a delicious White Claw hard seltzer. There's flavors like lemon, blackberry, watermelon, you name it. This summer, White Claw, a good time. Blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't do that. What I would do.
You wouldn't do that.
No.
Oh, that sounded great.
That was it. That was
But
good.
then-
That was
okay.
good.
Yeah, but it's fake, right? Clearly that's a script. So if they sent me that script and they're like, "Here's a script, but like just hit these words or hit these topics," I'd be like, "Okay," and then I'd rewrite it as this, like me talking, and I would enjoy doing it that way because that way at least
how
you
would
have
you
to be
rewrite
creative.
it then?
For White Claw, I don't know because I don't really like them.
That's the whole point. You just said,
But
you
I
would
don't-
take
I don't-
anybody.
Well, I can fake it till I make it. Okay, so if I actually had to do it off the top of my head, I don't know if I would be able to do it for White Claw.
Damn.
You're like,
What about a product that you could?
Yeah,
Like,
what's
what
one that
product?
you could
Like,
what's a product
not
that
have to
I
fake it?
enjoy?
Crown Royal?
Crown.
Oh, Crown, yeah.
Crown,
I would
you'd
just,
love Crown.
I'd go on a whole manifesto of my 20s. How we were still in a relationship, me and Crown Royal.
Yeah, you and Crown. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
I mean, he, she, they wronged me. I don't know how you would gender Crown Royal. Last week,
Yeah, you
remember when
did.
I was really hungover?
Yeah.
You know, they put me in my place.
Yeah,
And
that
we had a bit of a rough night, and
Oh man.
but 2 nights later we were fine.
But you guys worked it out?
Yeah, we worked it out.
Oh, good.
I
I'm so
threw it
happy
up,
for
and
you.
then I was fine. I worked it out of my body, and then
I had to get rid of the product that I'm all about.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of a fun exercise to get a script of an ad read sent to
Yeah.
you, and then you have to stay within these guidelines. But you can make it your own if you want.
Right.
Like, it'd be fun to kind of. I'd have to think about it. I can't just do it off the cuff. But like, I'd write something down.
Oh, that's nice.
My own script.
Yeah.
And maybe if like I had time to try it out myself, whatever product it was, you know, if we get like Blue Chew or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, I would love to hear your Blue Chew
Like-
experience.
I can say
we can talk about Blue Chew now.
Blue Chew. It's a product. You don't have to bleep Blue Chew,
No, you don't.
but
it's-
nor do you have to bleep what it does to you. That's like not.
So what would you?
I can confidently say at 35 years old, I've never needed to use that product to get it up. So I would try it, be like, let me see what this is about so we can sell it. And then go from there. But
Wow.
I don't know.
I would have so many questions.
I'd also
after
be
that.
kind of scared to try it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think you both should try it before the podcast and just see what happens.
No, it doesn't take it takes effect like halfway through the show. Or like,
Oh my god, you do it on the show? What if it was a podcast where you do all this stuff that you're sponsoring while on the podcast?
There you go.
and one of them's Blue Chew.
You got Blue Chew.
We'd have to
Athletic
have the
Greens.
table for that episode.
You've got Blue Chew, Athletic Greens,
No.
Better Help. You just have a counselor come in.
while we're like
While,
we're like vitamined up and horned up, like we need to speak to somebody right now.
I need help. I need help so much. I just want to. They're like, well, maybe you should. I don't even know what they would say.
They would. I don't think they would. I don't know.
I'd be like, better help. You're just part of the gauntlet right now. We're running the gauntlet of ads.
All the and all the emotions and all the bodily feelings at the same time.
Oh my god.
What do you think would happen if at our age you took a Blue Chew?
With Blue Chew,
You think it'd last the entire day?
I mean, I think that's the scary part, isn't it?
I think so.
The scary part is it
just
not
won't go
going
away.
away.
Yeah.
So I
And they
listen
have to
I
go to the
listen to
hospital.
podcasts where they are sponsored by Blue Chew and they are like in their mid to late 30s and they try it. And all they say is that it's just an experience of like it's just rock hard.
It's extra hard.
Like, extra hard. Like
Wow.
when you were younger and you could get it to that point.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I would be afraid that it would just last all day.
And that I wouldn't
Like,
go
I
away.
can't-
Yeah. And then
can't
you're
go to
like,
work.
What do I do?
At the
Yeah, I
job,
can't.
at work,
You
at
took it
work.
before work?
Yeah.
So
I got to go home sick. Yeah, we'll see. Once
it
we
lasts
get-
like 2 days. Oh my god.
And then what do you have to explain to your? I would probably call a doctor at that.
Oh, you'd have. That's what I'm saying. You'd
Yeah,
have
I'd
to
be
go to
like,
the hospital or something.
I can't not get hard. Like I'm just
Yeah.
hard all day. Well, did you take something? Blue Chew.
I just, I'm just so hard. They're like, wow, must be nice.
Yeah, they just get mad at you.
They're just so mad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So enough about hard dicks. You don't have to bleep dicks.
Do you?
No.
I was going to, but okay, now then, okay, dig.
I'll look it up tonight. But I'm pretty sure.
Dropping Python of Love.
Dicks.
Dropping Python of Love.
Dicks.
I think Dix was okay. That's the person's name.
That is a guy's name.
Richard.
Richard Dick.
King Richard. King Dick. So, do you want to talk about the Oscars at all?
Yeah.
Sorry. Last year we talked about the Oscars a little bit.
Do we really?
I think so. I think because
Probably did.
we did. I have a memory like Chelsea. I think was that episode
Oh, was she there that week?
around that time.
Right after.
Yeah, a year
Oh.
ago. God damn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Time flies, and I
88.
don't remember anything about it. I can't tell you what we talked about
I have no memory.
or who won anything.
Oh, well, that was
Oh,
the
I did have that-
everything everywhere all at once year.
Oh, okay. But I did have that. I did make that reel where I was like, "Does anybody care?" or whatever, and some guy was like, "People do care."
Actually, Marcus.
Yeah. Well, there's one person that cares. But I feel like this year I think I saw an article that like this is one of the most watched Oscars or the most watched Oscars.
Yeah, I think it was
So after
something like that.
I don't know what they did different this year to. I don't know. Maybe it was because like the Joe Coy thing. People were like, "What?" Because they hated
It
him.
was so bad.
They wanted to see what was going to happen for this one.
Mm-hmm. Did you end up watching it?
No.
Because I rewatched Jimmy Kimmel's monologue
Okay.
to give you a taste of it. Because I
Oh.
mean, it's again not the greatest.
Is it like a clean award show of monologue? Like, the movies are special.
Kind of.
That's
well,
why we're all here today.
yeah. Well, like Kimmel's good at the not shit on everything
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, but he's still kind of raunchy.
Oh.
It's weird. So like so he jokes about how they're already 5 minutes over. He says there's untold potential in this room, just like Madam Web.
Oh.
There's a Madam Web joke.
Yeah.
And then he talks about Barbie, and he says, Barbie, a doll no one even liked before.
Uh-huh.
It'd be easier to buy my daughter cigarettes than a Barbie doll.
Hmm.
So
Is that true?
I guess
Barbie's not
in
popular?
the Kimmel family, they
My
just...
man, you're butchering the joke.
Oh, do you want to do it?
He goes, he was talking about how his wife would never buy their daughter a Barbie doll. And he was like, she would probably give my daughter a cigarette before she'd give her a Barbie doll. That's what the joke was, right? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't
Just like because Barbie's just
irrelevant. Nobody cared.
yeah.
No one cared about a doll.
Like, what's up with this white lady? What did you say before that? I was going to say something. Oh, the Madam Web thing.
Mm-hmm.
How must it feel for that director now? Like
know.
with this, because I saw yesterday or 2 days ago this thing with the director, and she was like, "Here's some of the Easter eggs from Madam Web," and it was like this lady who was like she had like this British accent, and she looked kind of like it looked like relatively intelligent. Looked like one of those like almost like a professor. Like, we've took real care with putting in all these Easter eggs into Madam Web, blah, 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 blah. And this was clearly recorded before the movie came out. But then now the movie's out and everybody hates it because it's trash. I haven't seen it, but I saw the
it's
trailer.
so
That's
bad.
enough to know. And now this thing comes out and the comments on it were just like, thanks. Just like the movie, basically. It was like, that's gotta suck, dude. To be this director who I didn't look her up or anything. She seemed like a professional woman, like who like really wanted to make a movie.
She was
even
so
even though
excited.
it's a superhero movie, you can't make
Yeah.
it that deep. But like,
Yeah.
she was really excited to make this movie, and everyone hated it.
And she was so excited.
Even
to
the
be-
stars hated it.
to be a woman director, directing a movie of all women,
Yeah.
and then
and
boom,
and then the women hated it.
and they hate it. And that's even the funnier part.
And Sony said this thing. Where they were like, "We're unhappy with Dakota Johnson
Yeah,
bashing the movie."
I was like, oh wow,
"Well,
that's a
if it
stretch.
sucks, what do you want?
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, would you
decided-
Would you hate her more for faking it? Be like, yeah,
Yeah.
this film is just
Like they know.
celebrates powerful women, and she's just like, it's trash. Yeah, I don't know which is worse.
I don't know, but in the movie you could tell that like Dakota Johnson doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
But did I
she
tell
wanted
you?
the paycheck.
Yeah, I still can't
get
believe there's a scene where she's reading her mom's book, and
Is she reading it out loud
I think so
for the audience?
Yeah, for the cat, the audience,
for us.
for us, the audience. 'cause we
That
don't
always
get it.
jars me in movies when someone's got a book and they're like, my mother was studying spiders in the Amazon where there were spiders. It's like, who does that?
No one
Uh,
does that.
No one does
We
that
don't
at
do
home.
that at
You
home.
don't read out loud.
That's why. And where she's like, she sees the spider people in the notebook, and she's like, "You never know unless you don't try." And then she goes and like tries to like climb her wall in her room,
Right.
and falls in her ass.
It's crazy. And someone was like, cut, we got it.
That's it.
We got that. Someone had to say that. And it was what's your name?
Oh my gosh.
So back to the Oscars.
You should watch it. So they do
Jimmy-
that joke.
What's his
Jimmy
name?
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, a little milk toast.
They
you could
do
say.
the he points out Greta Gerwig and he's like, she should have been nominated for Best Director, and everyone claps. And she's like, you were all the people who didn't vote for her.
Oh, that's good.
It's your fault. You didn't even vote for her.
That's true. Everyone in the room was the one that voted.
Yeah, it's on them.
Do the John Mulaney bit.
John Mulaney was good. He went on this whole thing about Field of Dreams.
He was one of the presenters.
Mm-hmm. He was good. You had John Mulaney doing that.
Because you referenced that if you build it, they will come was a classic line. Just like when my mother was studying spiders in the Amazon.
The line that was memed from the trailer.
Which was also not in the movie. She never said it in the movie.
they probably cut it out. They're like, oh, everybody
They're like,
hates
this
it.
is so bad. But yeah, and then because I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel, he gets kind of awkward. He gets awkward with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He says,
I saw that little clip.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
It's okay. It just
Yeah.
seemed like it just went too long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
thought it was
The choice
fine.
of jokes were kind of weird.
I saw that there was people were like, you shouldn't make fun of recovery. It's like this man who's been in recovery for so long would absolutely make fun of it.
He's totally okay.
Yeah,
he's good now.
It's one of those things where like it's okay, like everyone
Yeah.
knows.
He's like
like,
literally
you don't have
about
to
to win.
You don't have to tiptoe around the fact that I did it on camera, like you all saw it.
Yeah.
It's not
So
something.
he's
to poo-poo.
yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
They went into that. Is that an acceptance speech in your pocket or is it your penis? Like that kind of joke. And it's just like, it's kind of crude.
Interesting.
Kind of crude. There was, he referenced the Shaggy Dog movie. 'Cause I guess Robert Downey Jr. was in that with Tim Allen.
I don't know what that is.
It was a way to talk about the dog Messi, who was in the movie Anatomy of a Fall. He was in one of the newest movies that was nominated.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the new ones.
Anatomy of the Fall.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay. Did you see that, Caesar?
I started watching it. It is about a woman that's accused of killing her husband. It's pretty interesting because it's like it shows you like how he dies, and you're like, well, who did it? It's like a murder mystery.
Oh, okay. Is it a fun movie or?
It's like a thriller that doesn't. I mean, it's serious, but there's like little jokes in there.
Okay.
Like the whole time he's playing that song, the whole time that he's being about to be murdered. Or whatever. This is the first 20 minutes. He's playing "PIMP" by 50 Cent over and over again. If you've ever heard that song, and that song plays for like 10 minutes in the movie.
Okay.
Jeez. That's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Keep going.
And then he did an Emma Stone joke to make fun of the chick who, what's the name of the chick that they made fun of on SNL? Scarlett Johansson made fun of her.
I don't know.
'Cause she did like some like shoot back video about the State of the Union address. Some lady from Alabama, one of the
She's like a senator that.
a senator from Alabama.
Oh, I don't know.
It was weird. It's nice that you're out of the loop of some of this stuff because it's dumb. It's just such dumb stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't even. I don't see it anywhere. Like it doesn't.
Mhm.
It's not part of my algorithm
Oh,
at all.
but Taylor Swift was.
The jokes about her,
That's
making fun of her.
That's how insane she was. I'm glad we're like done with her. Let's see.
Oh, we're
For
not.
now, we're not
done.
done.
with
We're not, we're not
It's not over yet.
trying to bypass Taylor
I
Swift.
heard something about her in the Super Bowl and Chelsea. What was it?
Uh-huh.
About it just like burning down something bad. It'll come back to me later.
Oh my God.
If not, I'll find it and bring it up
Mhm.
next week. But sorry, go ahead.
But then he did it. He pointed out Bradley Cooper,
Mhm.
and he was like, "You bring your mom to every award show." There's a point where it's like,
It's weird.
"Are you dating your mom?"
Yeah.
So that was a joke. He pointed out Robert De Niro and Jodie Foster because they were nominated in 1976.
Was it Raging Taxi Driver?
Yeah, Taxi Driver.
Mhm. That's a good
There was
movie.
that. Lily Gladstone because everyone loves her. First time nominees.
Which one is Lily Gladstone?
She's in the Flowers of the Killer Moon.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Native
She didn't
American and LGBTQ.
She didn't win.
She didn't win, but she lost valiantly.
Did she?
I guess that's what the internet
what they-
says because they love her. They're like, oh, look at her losing value. Yeah, everybody
So which award was she supporting
Yeah.
actress or just
I think
actress?
supporting actress.
No, she was nominated against Emma Stone for this.
Oh, for lead actress.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, so that was basically it. I mean, what do you what do you want to know about the Oscars?
Damn, the white girl won against Lily Gladstone. That's gotta suck, dude. Especially for Emma Stone. Because you saw the clip of her winning the award and she was like, huh?
Yeah. Wait, do that again. like,
Well,
You know
here's-
you're gonna
here's-
win.
Okay, now that I'm thinking about Lily Gladstone, my thought was like, you already won one of these, so don't. And you're
Yeah.
you're rich. Don't. We know you're like a real like of successful working actor. You don't have to pretend like, oh my god. But then now I'm thinking, is she like, if I win against Lily Gladstone,
yeah.
I'm gonna be the white chick that beat this Native American chick that never gets nominated because there's never any like that kind of role, like Native American roles. Now people are gonna drag me through this whole thing and be like, Lily should have won, you know, but instead
I think
she won.
well, that's why they like instantly go and talk about all the nominees, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This is for you, Lily."
Oh, did
That's
she do
what
that?
they do. Yeah,
We have to at that point.
yeah. I mean, I did. Caesar, did you watch it? Did you watch it all?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the clips of I care
Mhm.
about.
Yeah, naturally. That's what you cared about.
Um,
What was cool was, I thought was cool was they had like 5 past winners for each of the acting awards out there.
Mhm.
So they had like for lead actor they had like McConaughey. I don't remember all the people out there.
That's the only one.
So Brendan Fraser was there. There's like 5 of them out there. Forrest Whitaker,
yeah, okay.
Ben Kingsley, and then what is it? Oh, Nicolas Cage. Those were like
Oh,
the
yeah.
5 that were
How
out.
did he
So that
look?
was kind of cool.
What
It's
did he look like?
Nicolas Cage. Like
Okay.
he's just like,
I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time.
oh, I haven't either.
Since like Con Air or something.
He was he's,
You haven't seen him?
Yeah.
What?
I feel
What are
like
you
I haven't
talking
seen
about?
him in a movie. I know he's done movies like throughout
Uh-huh.
the decades, but I just haven't seen any of them.
like National Treasure.
well, but he still looks like this, except for the long hair. He still looks like 40-year-old Nicolas Cage, but now he's probably gonna be like in his 60s.
You really haven't seen him in a
Mhm.
movie? Why is
What
that?
movie? Okay, what was the last movie he was in?
Well, there's the one that's about him, where he plays himself.
Oh, the unbearable weight of massive
Okay.
talent.
No, I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
with Pedro Pascal.
I haven't seen that.
That was really good.
What about right before that?
Before that, there's movies like was it The Hog?
I haven't seen
Some
that.
kind of
Oh, Pig. It was called Pig.
pig.
Okay,
That was
I haven't
close.
seen-
Hog.
Let me pull up his IMDb.
Most
report.
recently, he was in Dream Scenario, which is about a man who people dream about. That
Hmm.
was a really good movie.
Oh yeah, he's like a teacher, professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the last time he's very much the '90s guy for me, like the '90s actor. Maybe just Con Air. I liked Con Air a lot when I was younger. But
What did he win his Oscar for?
or Face Off too. Face Off's a good one.
Something. It's like a 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so Arcadian,
Oh.
The Retirement Plan, Dream Scenario, Sympathy for the Devil, The Flash.
Oh yeah,
He's in The Flash.
He played Superman.
Superman.
in The Flash.
Yeah.
yeah.
CGI cameo.
Well, I didn't see The Flash, which we know. Renfield, I haven't seen. The Old Way, I have not seen. Butcher's Crossing, I have not seen. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent,
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen.
That's good.
He went by his Coppola name. Interesting.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, well, that's what it says here. Nicholas Kim
That's funny.
Coppola.
That is funny.
I knew he was a Coppola. Pig, I haven't seen any of these. Let me see the last one.
I would
that
say
I
some of them are worth watching.
Okay. Because at a certain point, I think it was after, what's that one movie with the bees?
Wicker Man.
Wicker Man. It
Yeah.
was like, all right, this guy's kind of a joke now. Not the bees.
Not the bees.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these movies. I'm at 2011 now. Oh, I saw Kick-Ass. He was in Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. I mean, I'm not watching every single movie he's in, but I've
But I just haven't.
seen him in the decade.
I think because he's so solidified in the 90s for me.
Oh,
What's that, like Raising Arizona
yeah, that's a good movie.
or like Con Air,
Arizona.
National Treasure. I like seen National Treasure, but I don't really.
Yeah,
That's such a
mean-
goofy movie. Face Off. That's a good one with him.
Face Off's a good one.
Yeah, he's just such that era of acting to me that I don't know. I just haven't really.
Con Air.
Con Air's a good one.
I'll watch that tonight.
Should we talk about Con Air next week?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I like doing the movie talks on the show. I think it's a nice because we have different things to say.
Con Air.
And Con Air is one that's like part of my childhood. Like the late '90s for me for movies are like mwah, like
Oh yeah.
they're just they're perfect. Like The Mummy,
Mhm.
Con Air,
Yeah.
the list goes on.
Yeah, I like that time.
Yeah. Anyway, so Nicolas Cage came out.
Nicolas
What else do we have?
So
Oscars.
they did that. I mean, Ryan Gosling did I'm Just Ken,
Jesus.
and he
looked-
just seemed he
looked
had like more
ridiculous.
stage presence than any of the like modern pop stars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he's Ryan Gosling, like he's just talented. So of course that was fun. But then Oppenheimer ended up winning 7 awards.
Was that the most?
Yeah, Poor Things was second with 4 awards.
Which one? Best Picture.
Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Yeah. Cuz typically whoever wins best director, usually their movie wins best picture.
They're kind of like the same.
They're kinda
award.
like the
We
same
said that,
award,
I
yeah.
think recently they're
Yeah.
kind of the same thing.
So they kind of go hand in hand, and usually if it's like the best director, the director probably directed the best actor.
Mm-hmm.
So like with
Oh.
this year, 2 of the best actors.
So did Killian
won.
win?
Killian won.
Okay.
He was good. I think he was the first like full Irish actor to win.
Full Irish.
Yeah, full Irish.
Okay.
Straight Irish. And then Robert Downey Jr. won.
Okay. Speaking of full Irish, real quick, before I forget
Mhm.
this, I was watching a movie today called Lair of the White Worm.
Oh.
Which I know you haven't seen it.
I've not seen it.
It's it's like an '80s horror movie, but
Uh-huh.
it's like really goofy, but it's a lot of fun. And this isn't Irish, this is Scottish, but they were playing the bagpipes
Yeah.
in one of the scenes. And because of Watch It Do, and they were in there too, I thought like, who made this instrument? And what was the thought process behind it?
Mm-hmm.
Put like a giant sack
Yeah.
and stick a bunch of pipes in it and have it make this horrible sound. Like, I mean, culturally or whatever, it's got its place in history, but it did. I don't think bagpipes sound that. They sound kind of like noise to me. That's just it is what it is. I know they're probably beautiful to Scottish,
Mm-hmm.
but who thought of that?
I don't know. Scots are crazy.
How do you think
They're
of
wild.
that?
I don't know. My dad plays the bagpipes,
Your dad plays the bagpipes.
Yeah.
Bagpipes.
and he hadn't for a while.
How do you learn that here?
It's I mean, it's kind of like
How do you find
with,
a bagpipe class?
well, it's kind of like with the different cultures, like cultures coming to America. It's like, well, someone's got to teach you mariachi, because
True.
you're not going to learn that in public school.
Right.
So it's kind of like that with the
because
bagpipes.
we're in California, it's probably
California-
not hard to find mariachi
Well,
stuff here.
that's it too. But
but bagpipes.
it's probably easier mariachi.
Yeah.
But like bagpipes, it's like that was a bit hard, but kind of like that. There's like little
Little pockets.
pockets of super Scottish. Like
Yeah.
the Scottish have the Scots Fest during Memorial Day weekend in Costa Mesa.
Oh, that's an interesting
Yeah,
spot.
it's just like, oh, we're just all just going to be here this one
And
time.
I'll be Scottish.
Yeah, like we're all Scottish
Did you
that
go?
day. I've been there. Yeah,
What's the food like?
yeah.
Is it like
Um,
Scottish food?
Well, it's a lot of meats,
Mm-hmm.
a hearty food, or
Hearty.
you get shepherd's pie.
They said spotted dick in the movie.
Spotted dick.
Like, oh, they spotted dick. And she like ran into the kitchen, which is crazy to call a dessert spotted dick.
Probably, what is that? Pork?
No, I think it's a dessert
Yeah.
with raisins.
Well, they have like blood pudding.
disgusting.
They have weird stuff.
But I hear it's good. The blood sausage.
Blood sausage is
I hear
probably
it's,
good.
I hear it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, my white side is British, so there's some overlap there between our
Little bit.
cultures. So
Yeah.
like the food.
Yeah, my dad played
Similarities.
bagpipes at Luke's wedding.
Okay.
Like at
Does
the
he play them well?
he hadn't done it for a while, and then he played, and I was impressed by like how it seemed. It was so like nonstop.
Uh huh.
Like he didn't end in like
So he
he
owns a
went
set
for
of
like
bagpipes.
8 minutes in a row.
He owns.
I think he bought like a new pair.
Were they in the house when you were a kid?
A little bit. But he never taught me. But I learned guitar instead.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I think
seemed
that's
like
the better option.
maybe the bagpipe was too hard to teach
Yeah.
somebody.
You don't want to go into church and pull out your bagpipes.
Well, if you do, someone's probably dead.
Yeah, it's usually
great.
for
It's usually
sad
great,
stuff.
sad, like doing
Yeah.
Amazing Grace with bagpipes.
It's funny. I asked if your dad played it well. I wouldn't be able to differentiate between good and bad bagpipes.
You might be able to.
Maybe. I think too. Whenever I've seen bagpipes in like movies and stuff, people are like, "It's
Was
like
my dad when he was
noise.
young? He was in like there was like an L.A. pipe band, like
Okay.
an L.A. police pipe band.
Very specific.
to where it's weird. Like he played for Bob Hope's birthday.
Okay.
It was when he turned like 80. I ended up meeting Bob Hope. That was his claim to fame.
Yeah. Was
Meeting
he's
Bob
still
Hope.
alive?
Well, that was a
Yeah,
long time
that
ago.
is
He
his claim to
died
fame.
when he was like 102 or
I
something.
met your dad. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's
Like,
still
that
around. Yeah.
is his claim to fame.
Yeah. Bagpipe, they can be real scary. Like if no one's ever heard that before.
That sound of a
Yeah.
bagpipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
And when it starts too, before
Yeah.
it starts howling, it's just like it's that like flat like
Yeah, just this flat. It's like, oh man, it's real scary.
There's this episode of Downton Abbey
Oh,
where they go to Scotland and the British do, and they go visit a Scot family, and I guess in the morning there like the bagpipes come out and play, but and they're like at a dinner table. And they come out and they like play around the table and then they walk out the room and just the expression on the British people's faces, they're like, what is happening? They're just like, what is this? And the Scottish people are like, it happens every morning. It's just part of
This is what
part
we
of the
do?
deal. Yeah.
that's so funny.
Anyway, no fucking bagpipes.
Or
not.
just
No.
small Scottish
Okay.
story.
Okay.
Because my dad was visiting last weekend,
Oh,
and
okay. Visiting here.
visiting
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and he told me that like back in Scotland, there's like this rule where like someone from the family has to take over the land whenever the person wants to retire,
Uh-huh.
and it's just such a weird thing that you don't like. We don't have that here. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
well, dad's retiring from the house. Someone else has to work on the house.
Yeah, we don't have
We're just
land.
like, we don't have land.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just a weird oldie idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone's going to have to come back. Because that's like, I guess
You
why.
can't sell it.
You
It
can't
has to
sell
stay
it.
with
It
the
has to
family.
stay in the family. So
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you got to.
Yeah, imagine living in a spot that you didn't want to be in.
And then you have to do it.
Yeah, say like, then you have to say like you grew up in a place you don't like,
Mhm.
and then like you leave, like finally got out of.
Oh, that's
wherever.
relatable.
Yes, it is. Finally got out of wherever, and then like dad's on his way out. You got to come back. Like no, I worked so hard to get out of here.
Mhm.
You just have to fucking go back. But
That's that.
okay, enough about Scotland.
So aggressive.
Let's do it. Well, it was just a random tangent.
Mhm.
The bagpipe thing got me. Go to
Let's see. What else should we talk about?
more Oscar stuff.
More Oscar stuff. Let's see. The first one was back in 1929.
Oh, we're doing a history lesson. Okay.
And then it wasn't on TV until 1953.
Right.
Strange. A little bit.
What about anything else from the show that
From this
happened that was
one?
memorable?
Just Ryan Gosling. Oh, John Cena. So one of the most in the 1970s, there was like the most widely seen streaker,
Mhm.
and so Jimmy Kimmel and John Cena were trying to. Mimic it?
1974.
So 1974, the streaker comes on the screen, and literally everyone in America saw everything,
Mhm.
which changed. It changed
It was
like the scheme of.
It was like the Janet Jackson titty thing.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
But the Oscar version.
So they did that with John Cena, and that was like the biggest part of the drama.
but he was
that night.
covered up.
He was but that's a big envelope. So really, he's a large man.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez,
How did people react to it? They like, thought it was funny, or
it was
just
funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seemed like it stressed the people working there more than anybody else.
Yeah. Well, they had to know what was happening, right? It was planned.
Yeah, it was planned.
Sitting takeaways from the Oscars. Nothing really here jumps out at
It was
me.
fun.
It's
It was just
like
very predictable.
yeah.
Like the people who won, it was mostly all people that I'm like, oh yeah, they were gonna win.
Right.
Which sometimes people who like the Oscars, they get all upset when
Mhm.
someone random does win that they weren't wanting to win.
Right.
But it's just such a like there's the politics, and
Were there any randoms that won, or it was all? It was all the like.
it was
alright.
all basically the ones you thought were gonna win. Even the best animated movie one.
Which one was it?
It was a
Was it the Miyazaki
it's
one?
Miyazaki, yeah.
Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, and of course somebody from the Spider-Verse movie got all butthurt that theirs didn't win. I'm like, shut up.
Cares.
It's like not guaranteed that you'll win anything.
That means it also means the other ones didn't win too. It's
Yeah.
not. They can only give out one.
Yeah, You can't just be like, oh, we should have won. We were robbed. Shut up.
Someone's always going to be robbed.
Yeah.
Quote robbed. It's like you're already up there. It's
Just
all
quit being a bad loser.
but being a bad loser.
Quit being a bad loser.
Spider-Verse movie made like $1 billion anyway.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Everybody watched it. That's all that
Mhm.
matters. It doesn't matter if it gets awards. It matters who watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
And also, you didn't. What do you do?
I only listen to podcasts. I
Oh
said
my
it before. I don't. Watching Poor Things was like it took me like 5 hours to watch
Oh
it.
my God.
So I kept pausing it and then got into other stuff.
I
I
paused it a few times.
And I was like, let me see what's going on with Whitney Cummings. I just kept like pausing it, because I have like there's so many podcasts that I'm into. It's just like I need to consume those, and then it's just hard to get anything else. So, what do you watch? Nothing. That's the point. I did watch Poor Things though. All right. Anything else about the Oscars before I talk about Poor Things? Are we talking about Poor Things?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel. Kimmel. Arnold and Danny DeVito presented an award.
As Mr. Freeze and the Penguin.
Well, they talked like it. They were like,
Oh.
the last time I was dressed up like this, I was fighting Batman.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, I was fighting Batman too. And then
That's your Danny
Michael
DeVito
Caine-
voice?
Yeah, the Rem Ham. Yes, you fought the Batman too, didn't you? Yeah. Do you have a better one?
No.
I'll take a better one.
You had like a really like I don't know. Well, you can hear it back when you do it.
Oh no.
So Michael Keaton was there, right? Did he do a Batman
did a little
thing?
react face to it, like this.
Did his
Yeah,
Batman
that
face.
face. That was it.
he was in that Flash movie as Batman.
Yep.
That was recent.
Mm-hmm.
Played Bat.
That was a movie that happened.
You watched it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You watch everything.
Well,
Which is
I like to do
don't,
stuff.
So like, yeah, it's
do I regret sometimes? Sometimes.
What don't you watch?
just throw it
I
back at
don't.
you.
Well, I do watch sometimes.
Yeah, you watched Madam Web.
I did, but that was funny. It was so bad. It was funny.
Yeah, I'm considering watching that when it's on
It's-
streaming
That'd be
for the lulls.
Mm-hmm. Go climb a wall. So dumb. Grown people made that.
Yeah.
Like
That's what's hard with movies, that there's so many hands on it
Yeah.
that it's
almost too many.
it can start off as a great idea and then it's just too many people are touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's trash.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna guess that's what Madam Web was.
I think so.
Because when that movie got sold, it couldn't have been a piece of
Yeah.
right.
Like they had to put
And it
money
wouldn't
into
get
it.
sold.
Yeah.
And then once it did, all these people started touching it, and then it turned into what it was. So I don't know. It happens to a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, somebody interfered here, or someone
Yeah.
said you should do this instead.
Which is then weird because then you see a movie like Dune
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, it looks like he got to do everything he wanted.
I think so.
And
But
it's
who
just
said to change Chani? That's
coming?
crazy. What's crazy about the Chani stuff is that there's people that are for it, because now that the movie's out and like it's Dune is part of my algorithm now. That clip blew up, but I'll see people defending the changes for Chani. I'm like, you're fucking idiots. Like, there's no defending this.
Yeah.
There's no defending this different Chani that's out of nowhere, that makes no sense, especially when the sequel to this exists already and it does not match up with this at all. There's no way for it to make movie Chani in the future to book Chani.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, changes, I don't give a shit about changes too much. But when it's something that's a complete, 180.
And it was also like a weird, like that's how you would end a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, and they end it too, like, go to war. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that happens, but it's not like that. It's not like this big.
Immediate.
Paul's like, what does he say in the movie? He's like, show them paradise or something. It's like, he doesn't. It's like the Spacing Guild. It's a lot. Gets involved, but it's like it's not this thing where it's like now we're going into this big war. That happens, but it's not what they want. And the Fremen are like, yeah. It's like, what? I don't know.
Oh, also starting to read Dune, it makes a lot more sense now.
Oh, you started to read
after
it.
we've talked about it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice now.
Yeah. You should do I'll send you the book club. You should do it. It really does, because she says stuff that's in the encyclopedia, not in the books. It like helps out a lot. Or just it colors things in more a little bit. Fills in the blanks a little bit more.
The Dune.
I don't want to talk about Dune again though, but even though that got all the hits, so maybe we should talk about Dune again.
No.
But we know we have we'll close. We're going to our final thing for today. Is Poor Things. So we've been good about watching a movie and then talking about it, which I think has been good for us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing that. So I suggested we watch Poor Things, since that's got a lot of talk right now.
Yeah.
It won, Emma Stone won the Oscar. It was nominated for Best Picture too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now, and it won other awards that made sense too. Like I think they won costuming,
Okay. Costuming was pretty cool in that
and
movie.
then maybe set design. I think.
Okay. So we watched Poor Things. I want to hear your thoughts about Poor Things.
So the beginning of the movie is a bit hard to get through.
It's a bit of a boring start.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It starts in black and white,
Mhm.
and you're kind of like, "Oh, is this a special needs girl?"
Yeah.
Is that-
Well, they say it's like, what's the guy say? Like, is she? I don't know. He says something like, calls.
Yeah,
He says, "What a beautiful."
Yeah, what a.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we have to bleep that, but
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do now.
What a beautiful R word.
Beautiful.
And which okay, when it's well, I don't know. Steam. Go ahead. Before I start.
So and of course, I mean I going into this movie, my background knowledge was Emma Stone won for acting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, she's probably gonna go all out in this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that there was something where like they like disclaimed the tobacco use or smoking,
What?
even though there's like crazy amounts of sexual content in it.
They disclose a tobacco warning.
Yeah, they were like, oh, there's tobacco warning in this movie. So I saw that was some random post I saw
Oh, okay.
where they're like, why would they do that when there's so much sex in this? Like
Yeah.
that's what they
Curious.
should warn you about.
Yeah.
Like that should be it. But
Be
But the
careful.
beginning-
There's sex
Be
coming.
careful. Yeah, there's sex
careful.
coming in
There's
this
sex
movie
coming.
too. There is
It's
sex coming.
comment and
There's no
it's-
coming,
oh.
but there is sex.
This would be a warning for that girl that was upset about the Janet Jackson nipple.
About the what?
The Janet Jackson nipple.
Oh yeah,
She would be the one that needs the warning.
Children.
yeah, that chick.
Yeah, kids aren't going to see this.
It's no. Well, who knows? It
Film
does
kids.
because it doesn't. Okay, I knew nothing about this movie other than people are jerking it off, and that Emma Stone won the award. And well, I didn't even know that she won. I knew she was nominated. She had that fake like face, but yeah, she won. um, did I do that on camera before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
I want to make
this
sure.
episode, by the way.
I know, but I didn't know if it was before we recorded. No. Okay. I want to make sure I see it back later. So yeah, I was like, all right, this should be a good movie, right?
Yeah.
Like it should be great. And then it starts off in black and white, and I'm like, okay, black and white, all right, because that really does affect how a movie is going to be if it's in black and white or not. Because I've told you guys earlier, I don't really like black and white movies from today. They're fine from like the 30s and 40s, whatever. Like I Love Lucy, whatever, because they didn't have color, and it like if I'm seeing Emma Stone in black and white, it's like I don't know. There's something weird. It kind of takes me out of it a little bit. So already I was like, all right, well, whatever. And then it starts, and I'm immediately thinking this is like a Edward Scissorhands kind of movie where this crazy looking doctor. I immediately thought it was like a Frankenstein movie. Almost.
I thought it was Frank. Yeah.
because he kind of looks like Frankenstein, and then when he's got like the chicken pig or whatever, the weird animals walking around.
Oh yeah, the weird animals that keyed me off as the like,
Yeah,
oh, this
like,
is
he makes
pretty
things.
weird thing.
Or that I thought like this guy makes all this stuff, and now he made a human,
Yeah.
right? And now this human's got to learn the ways of the world, whatever. She's just like,
She's just,
like babbling and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be one of those movies.
Yeah.
And
I
it
thought,
kind of is for a little bit.
yeah, for that beginning part, I'm like, oh, is this like a Forrest Gump kind of Oscar win where like you played a neurodiverse person and you nailed it. Even though I thought we're trying to not let not.
You gotta be careful with that.
You gotta be careful. You know.
Right, you gotta be careful with that subject nowadays. But
Mm-hmm.
so that happens, and it is slow. Like the first 20, and it's a 2.5 hour movie. God damn it! Which I texted you. I was like, "Let's watch Poor Things," and then I saw how long it was, and I was like, "It's 2.5 hours." So I'm like, okay, if this is gonna be 2.5 hours of black and white, like special needs chick, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be in it for the whole thing. But so it starts off really slow, and then I don't remember when it gets going, but it's when she leaves, right? When she leaves
Yeah.
the
So when
place.
Mark Ruffalo comes in,
Right.
who Mark Ruffalo, before I watched the movie, I knew he said that he didn't know if he'd be able to do it, and he was like, "Why doesn't Oscar Isaac do this instead?"
I like
He was-
I thought you did good.
He did. I thought he did good, and I'm like, he's just being an actor where he's self-conscious and thinks he's not good.
Yeah.
Because he did pretty good. I think he was
I
good
thought
with
he
the
was
accent.
probably my favorite part of the
Yeah,
movie.
I liked him a lot. Yeah,
He was funny.
yeah. Because once he showed up, then
Then it
suddenly-
changed. Like, so yeah,
it
so once he
changed.
showed up, then it was like
and then her development
An odyssey.
increased. Like suddenly she became
she
intelligent.
could speak.
and she could speak.
Yeah. She got like smart real fast.
Yeah,
which
that was the other thing. I'm like,
interesting to see.
how do you like do the pacing of her getting smarter?
I don't know.
Like as a filmmaker,
Yeah.
I'm like,
because there's not really I think there's implied time skips
Yeah.
of I don't know how long, but not like a huge one.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, she gets smart real quick. But yeah, once that happened and he came into it, I was more interested because it popped into color right away.
Mm-hmm.
But then, then she just starts doing stuff. Like she speaks to people and she like learned some things, and she starts getting railed a lot.
A lot.
That was a total surprise for me. I didn't know
You didn't know
the
that?
amount of sex in the movie. I did not was unexpected.
Like when it's like that abundant,
Yeah,
is it hard to watch? I think it's kind of, it depends. I think like with this movie, it was kind of hard to watch because it would be, she ends up working in a brothel at a certain
Even
point.
before that, though, she's still getting nailed a lot. I
Yeah.
hard to watch in like a superficial way. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but it's not hot.
That's,
It's not hot sex.
like,
It's
this is-
very much like
yeah.
because she is a baby, essentially.
Yeah, that's
she is
also
a
it
baby,
too. Like, so her brain is a baby,
but her body's
her
not.
body is a grown person.
So she's horny, which makes sense. But then she still has the mind of a child, of a baby,
Mm-hmm.
not even a child, a baby.
It was a baby at first, but then what? She just jumps into adolescence.
Well, that's what I said, like the implied time skips.
Yeah.
And then also too, I didn't know how old Emma Stone was. She was my age.
She's your age,
I
yeah.
thought she, for some reason, I think because she looks really young, I thought she was younger than me.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, this is like an adult woman,
yeah.
like a 35-year-old woman
Which
with the mind
also,
of a brain of a baby.
but like the movie does show her range, and she's really good.
I'm not saying she's not
Like
good.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
like oh, she got to do a whole lot of stuff, which is like the dream to get like nominated and get recognized for it. Cause she did so much. She went from literally playing an infant to
a surgeon.
a surgeon. That's insane.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, she's definitely speaking like
Yeah, she's full blown
Like
like her dad or the God guy.
professor. Yeah. Anyway, she starts getting railed. And
Well, Susan wanted to say- Susan wanted to say
do you want to
something.
say?
I just want to speak about the uncomfortableness of her being a certain age. I think when she's discovering her body, and that's when she is clearly like a teenager or like a young person, like a toddler.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, what is this? I have this," and that's when it's uncomfortable. I think at the time when she starts actually having sex, it's supposed to be like 18, 19, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, but
I
she
think
still
so.
doesn't speak
Yeah, she's
at that
Great,
level,
so
though.
it's hard to.
Why only one crumpet?
You perform mouth pleasure
Yeah,
on me?
didn't you just like Mark Ruffalo? Like,
No,
I
that
don't
doesn't literally happen in the movie, by the way.
That literally is the
Yeah.
movie. That's yeah.
it's an interesting clash of like what's actually happening versus I don't even know what.
And then, well, even like, is his name Rami?
Rami Youssef, yeah.
Rami Youssef. His character,
McCandles. I thought that was
Where,
a really fun name.
McCandles.
Max McCandles.
He's like, yeah, I'm really into her. I'm like, are you
That
into her?
too. You're into. You called her earlier. And now you're
Earlier.
like,
You're into that? Like this that's
Can't even
weird.
speak?
She can't talk.
yeah, that says a lot about you, McCandles.
Yeah, McCandles. You mean to watch it, dude.
Yeah, he's into some weird.
Ugh.
Anyway, she starts getting railed, and yeah, my thoughts. To me, that's kind of just where the rest of the movie. That's all it was after that. It was just like nothing for me. I didn't get a lot out of it after that.
Well, I did enjoy when her real husband comes
Yeah,
and we see that he's a terrible, terrible dictator
yeah.
killing dude.
You learned why she wanted to kill herself.
And it's like, oh, that's why she wanted to kill herself.
Yeah,
So I thought that kind of thing, I was like, oh,
I'd
this
actually
is cool.
I
That was
forgot
cool.
about that.
Yeah.
that first
That
scene.
got me through the end of the movie.
Then it came back at the end. I was curious how they were going to end it.
Mhm.
It's like what I don't know that she really learned much on this, other than just
I
how
think
to
she
kind of
did.
survive in
Learned
the
like
world.
her entire life. Like
She lived,
I
she
know,
lived a
but-
life in like what 3 years? I don't know.
yeah.
Because she was so like, I don't know. I don't feel like nothing. And she was not aware of her situation at all, really. That when she actually learned about a lot of the stuff, it wasn't that much of a revelation to her. I feel like.
Yeah, even the whole like when she discovers poor people, she just
Yeah.
has one bad day and then moves on.
Yeah, she's
One
just like,
bad
all right,
day, she's like,
take my
babies
money
are
to them.
babies are
They'll be
dead.
fine. Like it's like she didn't. Like she
Yeah.
learned some stuff, but because she didn't know anything about anything, didn't really. I don't think that it really affected her that much.
Mhm.
And I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
I really like how you look at stuff because we were talking about Drugstore June and this
And you
movie-
went so deep.
and this one was like, nah, this has nothing beneath the surface.
well,
It's so it's just interesting what you go so deep into, and then other things you're just like, eh.
yeah. Well, that's what makes people great.
exactly.
I don't know,
No, I
that's
agree.
right.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's
It's
it.
interesting. It's really interesting.
I'm not
It's-
poo-pooing anything about this movie.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't really connect to anything in it. Like I'm not saying I don't regret watching it. It was still a good movie. But afterwards, it just didn't stick with me at all. Nothing really stuck with me about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I enjoyed its originalness. Like
That's true.
to have just such a different movie where like none of it maybe an influence of Edward Scissorhands or some kind of like 1800s London Paris movie,
Yeah.
but like it was all original. So like for me, I'm like, well, that's nice that it's not another like
Right.
8 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And it genuinely made me feel uncomfortable, and that doesn't happen often. The scene
Yeah.
where the dad is
brains.
teaching the sons,
Mm-hmm.
that
Oh,
was
weird.
that was hard to watch.
watch.
And it's just like, just put a finger and then choke them. And then he's like, yep, that worked. You know, he was like, yeah, that's how you do it.
She gives him a thumbs
God.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, I'm not like saying
Yeah.
there's anything
like it's
wrong
kind
with this
yeah.
movie.
So Caesar, you're saying like it's kind of nice to feel uncomfortable by it.
Yeah, because I feel so jaded by everything. Where I'm like, I never felt this feeling of like, damn, should I even be
Well,
watching
you
this?
should watch.
Wow.
You want to feel uncomfortable? You should watch the movie Martyrs, the French horror movie.
yeah.
French
you guys
horror.
will have you especially, but like it'll stick with you at the end.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's a good movie.
Mhm.
It's one of those things to where once it was over, I didn't really think too much about it afterwards.
Wow.
It didn't affect me in any kind of way.
Wow.
I wasn't like, it didn't unlock anything. You know, it didn't really stick with me. You know, and that's
Mm.
not saying it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, I told you earlier, it's got like that Wes Anderson-y
A little bit.
look to where I understand it's to like give it that visual flair of that director's style, you know, but I kept trying to, especially in the beginning, I kept trying to think like, what is the reason for these little like pothole shots that they're doing? 'Cause I thought like, are they in a dollhouse? Are they being watched? Like, or they're meant to imply that they're like toys in some kind of big scheme of things. And then it stopped after the beginning. It stopped.
Yeah.
Stopped doing those pothole shots.
Because what other movies has he directed?
He's just done a lot with Emma Stone.
Uh-huh.
He did The Favorite, which I haven't seen.
Oh, The Favorite.
That
oh.
the British one?
Yeah,
with
I
the
want to
queen
watch
that has
that one.
two girlfriends.
Lobster, favorite. Killing of a
Lobster's-
Sacred Deer.
Lobster. I like The Lobster. Have you seen Lobster?
Lobster's crazy.
I haven't seen the
That's
Lobster.
a good one.
Um,
That does make more sense now. Like this movie makes more sense.
In the context of the other
Context of
movies.
all the stuff he's done, it's like, oh yeah, he's leading to something.
What was I saying?
Kinda
Oh yeah, the Wes Anderson thing. Where I was so hung up on the visual cue or visual style of the movie that I was like, what does this all mean? And then it just doesn't mean anything. It's just the style of the movie. Which that's a personal thing where I'm trying so hard to like extrapolate the meaning of the visuals of the movie when I probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, some of it was the time period, and I don't know, it's just so unique
It seemed
to
kind
that
of like
movie.
like I said, toys almost. Where
Yeah,
like this
it was
is
like a yeah.
It seemed like a stop motion background with real life people on it. That
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
at times it seemed like the background was like in a like that sound stage in Burbank where it's like 360. Maybe mostly when they're
yeah.
at sea.
Yeah, that
It
one.
seemed that's where it was like, oh, this feels like we're in like a painting that's taking over the background.
Yeah, and when they go to that where she discovers the poor people, what is that country that looks so,
Alexandria or something.
Alexandria.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks very interesting.
Yeah.
It's just me trying to overthink it, which I shouldn't. But I
mean,
really, I think for this movie,
you could do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I watched it twice, and the second time I liked it a lot more.
Maybe I'll watch it again.
Yeah,
now that I
maybe.
know it's a bunch of, now that I know what it is, I might. I did not dislike it at all. It was just
Yeah.
didn't really sit with me at
I
all.
think if I watched it again, I'd be able to get through the beginning better.
Knowing that it's going to eventually end, the beginning
like,
part.
oh, this is gonna be
You're
okay.
like,
Like,
how
she's
long
not-
is this going to be?
She's not just an R word. She's
Yeah,
she's
'cause
gonna
that-
be okay.
Again, nothing about the movie. I did have the thought: is she going to be like this for the whole
time.
Because that's going to be
And get railed
rough.
the whole time. Because I knew there was railing that was going to happen, but
Oh, you did.
Like part of
Yeah.
the reason I went was for the
why you
railing.
watched- that's why-
And I'm
that's
like,
why
that's what
when I
kept
texted
me-
him to watch Poor Things, the 3 dots were instant. He was like, yes, we'll watch that. Anyway, we're at the end. Closing thoughts on Poor Things.
Changed my life.
it changes
Changed
Caesar's
his
life.
life.
Look at that.
It's just like we live in a society with rules that we have to follow, and it's like, why not just the rules?
Yeah.
F the rules.
F the rules.
Because you can't.
You can't. You
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
But in some aspects, you can.
Some
ways
aspects
you
Not
you can.
everything, but in some
Yeah.
ways, you're like, yeah.
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 Yeah. I already knew that. So.
Wow.
What's it like to be perfect?
yeah. What is it like?
Let's do another hour, guys. I can talk about it. Let me get you really inside my head.
Yeah.
No, you want to go here? It's dark.
Sorry, it's not the Big Lebowski.
Hey, I would. Never mind.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Comparing the big. No, there's no comparison.
Is this your favorite now?
I love the Big Lebowski.
I did like before the podcast. I've never heard you say that.
I don't talk about. What movies do I talk about? Not a lot.
Hackers.
Oh, Hackers is so good. Hackers is such a good. Do you want to watch Hackers?
Fifth Element.
Oh, The Fifth Element is
See, this-
incredible.
those are the two that
I
I'm
love
like-
the Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski is more personal for me.
Okay,
It's like
that's what I've never.
Yeah,
that's why
it's
that
more
was
of
such a
like-
shock to me when we did that episode.
yeah, it's more of like a. I've just learned so much about, just like what he's saying. I've learned so much just about navigating the world from the Big Lebowski, or just like how to live your life to where you're happy, and that needs to take. That's like paramount. You know,
Oh yeah, that's
and
good.
not like a bad way. I say like everybody else, but that not like in a bad way. It's like you are all you have at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. I have no control over you or him or my circumstances really, other than what I can control. So that has to come first, always.
Yeah.
in a healthy way. And Big Lebowski is like teach you, dude. And
Yeah,
Drugstore
man.
June's kind of like adjacent to that, but a girl. And yeah, Poor Things. I would say watch Poor Things. It's a good movie.
Watch Poor Things.
Poor
you should.
Things.
You might pick up an
She's
accent.
a good British accent. You,
That's a
you
good
wouldn't know
British.
that she's from Arizona.
Oh, is she really?
I did. I looked it up.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, you looked it up.
I did.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. But then does
Wow.
what's his face? Green Goblin doesn't have an accent in the movie. He doesn't
I
really.
can never tell with
He
Willem
doesn't.
Dafoe. 'Cause
On Defoe.
when he does his accents, he's still kind of because he has such
Still
a
sort of the same
Yeah,
voice.
he's-
It's right here.
he's
He's a
got
Green
that-
Goblin. Look at him go.
Sort of like a cartoon.
well. When he plays Green Goblin,
That's
he's
a
playing
cartoon.
a cartoon.
You're right.
Yeah, where is it?
Hey, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you, Spider-Man.
Right, right.
That's all I got.
So yes. What was I? Yeah, I don't know his accent because his voice and the way he like moves his mouth is so unique. But
Mark Ruffalo's accent.
he did a good Edwardian.
Wow, dude.
You sound like Austin Powers.
Really?
A little bit.
Emma Stone, do you want to go back in the back and shack?
Did he say, yeah, baby, yeah?
Oh, behave.
could've
That's what he told her at the
sworn.
dinner. It was
Oh,
oh, behave.
He did. Oh, behave.
We didn't mention when she wanted to punch the baby.
Yeah.
I love that part of the
That was a
movie.
great part.
I'm going to punch. She said something else too in that same like outburst or like.
Yeah.
The lady talking about her life. And
Yeah,
she stuck to
she's incredibly boring. I want to punch that baby. But she was still broken English right, at that point, or not perfect, but whatever. Go watch Poor Things. Maybe it'll change your life.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
Or you might be Marcus.
No pressure
Yeah.
if it doesn't.
Yeah, it's
No,
okay if
yeah.
it doesn't. It's
it
a
did
lot.
change mine. So
It's a lot. It might just make you squirm a bit.
yeah. Did it change your life?
It made me squirm a bit.
Okay.
It's cool. I mean, it got
Yeah.
pretty beautiful by a certain point.
Yeah, it started to look good,
Mhm.
like towards as it went on.
Yeah, and I liked the ending.
I think I have a memory. I might be wrong, but they got rid of a lot of the in the beginning. It was kind of like looking at it through a jar,
Yeah,
where the sides of the movie were blurry.
yeah. I think by the time they got off the boat,
Okay,
Maybe because she went from being an experiment to a human.
outside,
Bam.
What was that to do?
dang, out of
what
a
does it-
jar.
what does
She
it have
wasn't in
to
a
do-
jar. She was in a jar.
You're
She's-
observing her as an experiment in the house, but then
Yeah.
as
Well,
soon as
that's
she
what I
went-
was saying. Like with the peephole thing,
Dang.
where it's like, is this supposed to be like you're looking in on like a? Oh, I said dollhouse, but
Yeah.
I guess experiment makes sense.
like an
Yes.
ant farm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because then, but like I was thinking, but not just from her. I was like, well, everyone's in this thing, and it's all like that. So, but whatever. We got to end it. So, Poor Things is cool. Caesar.
You can
things.
follow me at I am Caesar Rod. You can follow at the Rodriguez Show and Carla and Caesar's Modern Life on YouTube. My other show is called Decade Dialogue. It's coming soon.
Oh snap!
Is that a show where you're gonna have guests on?
I don't know yet. We're still trying to figure it out.
I would love to be on.
There we go.
Oh,
Wow,
look at
kind of
this
talking to
guy.
somebody.
you want to talk to a Gen Z?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be interesting. Would I get along with this person?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, it'd be interesting.
They didn't like Poor Things, or I don't know.
It's not a Gen Z movie. How many times do I discover slang on here?
Not a Gen Z movie.
Like, what is bad?
Really not.
Do your thing.
At the _ Clint show. That's it. We got it.
Uncle 2 _ Marcus, the 30s pod on everything. Thank you. Are we doing Con Air next week?
Good.
We'll decide. I kind of want to do like a 90s movie. Just
That'd be cool.
Analyze Con Air.
Con Air, yeah. Have you seen Con Air?
I love that movie.
You and Nicolas Cage have the same hair.
Nicolas Cage. Wow. Incredible.
So yeah, thank you guys. Bye bye.